immediately. It is not so this morning, as members are yet to arrive to the chambers. The Deputy Speaker has directed that a quorum bell be rung for 10 minutes, that is pursuant to the House Standing Orders. And once that quorum is achieved, then the business will commence. The commencement of the House business, that is once the prayer has been said and chair taken. If the House does not correct to at least 50 members, then the quorum bell will be on and members will be making their way into the chambers. That is Honorable Mishimboko from the Likoni constituency, who has just made her way into the chambers. And that is what we will be seeing as the quorum bell is on. Once that number is achieved, then we will be able to hand you over to the business over the National Assembly this morning. But a recap, earlier on I had indicated that there are two procedural motions that they will be considering this morning. This all is with regards to the proposed removal from office by impeachment of the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, that is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. And this follows a notice of motion that was given yesterday by the Honorable Member for Kibwezi West, Mwengi Mutuse, and the Speaker indicated that the notice of motion was admissible with regards to the form and the threshold, and that the process of engaging the public also should also begin. But with regards to that, there are a number of resolutions that were reached by the House Business Committee, and this morning they will be, or rather they were already communicated to the House last evening. But according to the House rules, that communication has to be made official or also seek the concurrence of the House, and that is why we have those procedural motions that are part of the businesses that the members will be transacting this morning. A resolution to hold a morning sitting and an extended afternoon sitting on Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. This is the day when the Deputy President will be appearing or given a fair hearing, a right to be heard. This is the day also that the debate on or the consideration on this particular impeachment motion will begin. And in the evening, the Deputy President has been given a right to be heard and expected to appear either in person or by legal representation or both. And in this case, then there is a resolution to hold a morning sitting as well as extend that afternoon sitting in consideration of that particular motion. Also, suspension of sittings of Thursday. Third, remember Thursday, the House usually sits in the afternoon. That is Honorable Beatrice Elachi, who has just made her way into the chambers, of course, other members following. That is an indication that the quorum has been achieved. Allow me to hand you over to this live broadcast brought to you by the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit in partnership with KBC. My name is Kamche Menza. Good morning.
Sergeant at Arms, you may stop the bell. Let us proceed. First order.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers. Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, Questions and statements.
Honorable members, allow me to rearrange the order paper. So we'll not deal with order number 7 now. We'll first go to order number 8, 9, and 10, then come back to order number 7. Honorable Deputy Leader of Majority will go to order number 8, 9, and 10 in that order, then come back to number 7. So hold on, let him read that.
Order number 8, procedural motion, resolution to hold a morning sitting and an extended afternoon sitting on Tuesday, October 8, 2024.
Okay, you may proceed.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move the procedural motion for a resolution to hold a morning sitting and an extended afternoon sitting on Tuesday, October 8, 2024. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 33, this House resolves, 1, to hold a morning sitting on Tuesday, 8th October 2024, commencing at 9 a.m. for purposes of commencement of debate on a special motion on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, and 2, to sit until conclusion of the consideration of the special motion on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Hon Rigathi Gachagua, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, during the afternoon sitting of Tuesday, 8th October 2024. Honorable Speaker, as agreed yesterday and through the communication of the Speaker yesterday and general agreement of the House, that we propose that on Tuesday we have a morning sitting and an afternoon sitting, but the afternoon sitting will only end when the order of the business for the day is concluded. Honorable Speaker, we have a special and important motion that we must dispense of, and therefore we must give it due consideration and time, enough time for debate, so that every member in this chamber has an opportunity to debate, has an opportunity to be heard, and every dissenting voice can be heard in this chamber, because this is a democratic chamber and every voice is welcome. And therefore, it is important that we add one more sitting and also extend the afternoon sitting so that we have ample time to debate this important motion of national importance. Honorable Speaker, I am happy to invite the Honorable Wamboka. I wish to move, Honorable Speaker, and therefore request Honorable Wamboka, the small lion from the other side, to second the motion. Thank you. A lion is a lion even when it's small.
Indeed, it's a very important motion, but I'm not a small lion as such. Madam Speaker, we are talking about a very important motion that affects this country, and we need a very ample time to give everybody an opportunity to say what they have to say so that we put Kenya back to the right track. And I second and support fully.
Thank you, honorable members. I now propose the question that pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 33, this House resolves, 1, to hold a morning sitting on Tuesday, 8th October 2024, commencing at 9 a.m. for the purposes of commencement of debate on a special motion on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, and 2, to sit until conclusion of the consideration of the special motion on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, during the afternoon sitting of the Tuesday, the 8th October 2024. Okay, honorable members, I now put the question that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 33, this House resolves to 1, to hold a morning sitting on Tuesday, 8th October 2024, commencing at 9 a.m. for the purposes of commencement of debate on the special motion on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, and 2, to sit until conclusion of the consideration of the special motion on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, during the afternoon sitting of Tuesday, October 2024. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Order number 9, procedural motion, suspension of a specified sitting.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I beg to move that pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 28.4, calendar of the Assembly, this House resolves to suspend its sitting of Thursday, 3rd October 2024, so as to allow administrative arrangements necessary to facilitate the program for public participation on the special motion for the removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, just as my deputy has said, this motion is due for debate next week on Tuesday and was communicated by the Speaker yesterday afternoon or last evening. We are required to conduct public participation. Honorable Speaker, it's important to mention to members that the public participation we intend to do is public participation that is very granular, right from the polling station all the way to the county. And if members have seen, already the advertisement has been put in the dailies and it's there on the website, and members of the public can therefore access the venues where people will assemble in a very granular manner, right from the polling station to the ward level, to the constituency level. So members of parliament will need also to retreat to their constituencies and be able to inform their people accordingly, so that we make sure that everybody in every polling station is aware of the motion, the grounds of the motion, and they can give their say at the county headquarters. And I'm sure members of parliament, having been seasoned people in these matters of public participation, will enable their constituents right from the polling station to be able to give their views. There is also a memoranda that's already on the website, and again, you should be able to speak to your constituents and to be able to fill up that memoranda and send it to the addresses that have been indicated. With that, Honorable Speaker, it's therefore necessary that we retreat tomorrow and we don't have a sitting tomorrow afternoon as the norm is as per our calendar. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move, and I want to request the Honorable Farah Maalim. I was going to say Mala Farim. Farah Maalim to second.
My mic is not working. Which one? This one. Mr. Speaker, I can see the majority leader has moved a very, very important and a constitutional provision for us also to have the public participation. Public participation is provided for in our constitution. It is important because it's a first of its kind under the Constitution 210 of the Republic of Kenya, which is one of the most progressive constitutions in the world, not in Africa, not in the third world countries, but including the developed world also. Mr. Speaker, I second that, and I am hoping we will all go out back to our own constituents. We will inform them, we will sit down with them, we will listen to them, and public participation is going to be carried out as the Constitution has provided. Thank you. I second, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Madam Speaker, sorry.
Yes. Thank you. Honorable members, I now propose the question that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 28.4, which is calendar of the Assembly, this House resolved to suspend its sitting of Thursday, 3rd October 2024, so as to allow administrative arrangements necessary to facilitate the program of public participation on the special motion for the removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. It's the mood of the House that we should put the question? Okay. Okay. Honorable members, I now put the question that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 28.4, Calendar of the Assembly, this House resolved to suspend its sittings of Thursday, 3rd October 2024, so as to allow administrative arrangement the program for public participation on the special motion for the removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Order number 10, procedural motion, limitation of debate on special motion under Articles 145 and 150 of the Constitution.
Majority Leader?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order number 97.1, and notwithstanding the resolution of the House on February 14th, 2024, this House orders that each speech in a debate on a special motion under Article 145 and Article 150 of the Constitution shall be limited as follows: a maximum of 60 minutes for the mover in moving the motion, and 30 minutes in replying, and a maximum of 5 minutes for any other member speaking, except, of course, the majority leader and the leader of minority, and the member seconding the motion, who shall be limited to a maximum of 10 minutes each. And that at least 2.5 hours before a vote is taken on the motion, the deputy president or the president, as the case may be, of course in this case is the deputy president, shall be accorded an opportunity to be heard in accordance with the Standing Order number 67B2 as a right to be heard. Honorable Speaker, going by the notice of motion that was tabled here yesterday by the move of this motion received overwhelming support of 291 signatures. That ideally means, Honorable Speaker, that members should be given adequate time to debate on this motion. Usually, of course, the House knows that we debate, each member gets about 10 minutes to speak on any motion. But because of the interest, the overwhelming interest across the political side, and with the 291 that support, and even the 53 or 54 who do not support, Honorable Speaker, the minority, they'll get that opportunity to articulate their issues on whether they support. Those who do not support, they'll also have their 5 minutes to support. You know, they arranged their thoughts within the 5 minutes. You articulate your issues within the 5 minutes. And also we give the mover 60 minutes so that he can actually place his grounds on the table without a hurry. 60 minutes, Honorable Speaker. And with 30 minutes right of reply. Honorable Speaker, for us this is clearly fair. And even to add on top, Honorable Speaker, we wish to move that the Deputy President is accorded an opportunity to be in this House and be heard. The proposal is 2 hours of defense in this floor, Honorable Speaker, without being interrupted, Honorable Speaker. So I beg to move, Honorable Speaker, that members arrange their thoughts within the allocated timeline and come in large numbers that very day, very early in the morning, to articulate their issues in support or in opposition, while opposing the motion, Honorable Speaker. So I beg to move, and I ask Honorable Sam Atandi to second.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as has been explained by the majority whip, this is a historical motion. And for some of us, we are lucky that we are going to witness and participate in the impeachment of the Deputy President. This is something which is very special, Madam Speaker. And I'm sure that, just like myself, all members of this House will be interested in giving a shot to this motion. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, we would like to request that everybody be given an opportunity. And so the motion that, the proposal that we have 5 minutes for members and 60 minutes for the mover is something which I would like to second, and I would like to appeal to members to support. Thank you. I support. I second. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members, I now propose the question that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 97-1 and notwithstanding the resolution of the House of February 14, 2024, this House orders that each speech in a debate on a special motion under Articles 145 and 150 of the Constitution shall be limited as follows. A maximum of 60 minutes for the mover in moving and 30 minutes in replying, and a maximum of 5 minutes each for any other member speaking, except for the leader of majority, the leader of minority party, and the member seconding the motion, who shall be limited to a maximum of 10 minutes each, and that at least 2.5 hours before a vote is taken on the motion, the deputy president, or president as the case may be, shall be accorded an opportunity to be heard in accordance with Standing Order 67B2. That is the right to be heard. Honorable members, may I propose the question? Let me put the question. Okay, honorable members, I now put the question. What's your point of order?
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Immediately after.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I just wanted some little bit of clarification. Because I've tried to do the, while I agree with the motion, Madam Speaker, I've tried to do the computation of the period, and I'm a bit, that's why I'm seeking your clarification, that the mover will have 1 hour, the seconder will have 30 minutes, the leader of majority and minority will have 10 minutes each, the seconder will have
10 minutes. The
yes,
seconder will have 10 minutes.
So are we saying, therefore, Madam Speaker, that is it 2.5 hours maximum, including the time that the mover is moving, plus the leader of majority and the seconder, and that each one of us gets 5? We have a lot to say about this motion, Madam Speaker. And I am a bit disturbed that we have a lot to say about this motion, and I think 5 minutes and allotting the mover 1 hour, I think we can give the mover 40 minutes so that we get time to say, and we have a lot to say about this motion.
Honorable Kamket, remember it will go on until the end of the day, which means it go up to midnight.
In that case, Madam Speaker, I propose that 5 minutes is too short for us. We have a lot to say. We have a lot, and I can assure you.
I think, Honorable Kamket, you have been overruled by your colleagues, but in any case, the practice in the House is that we've been doing 5 minutes. And in my experience, most people can make their point in 3 minutes. After that, they start repeating themselves. What's your point of order?
Please put the question, Madam Speaker. Put the question.
Okay, honorable members. Okay, I'll only entertain 2 points of orders. You are coming next, yeah.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I tend to agree with Honorable Kamket. We need more time to interrogate this issue. The issue of the impeachment of the Deputy President is not a clandestine issue. It's an issue that we need to interrogate. Some of the members who voted for the impeachment may have had the privilege to have had the motion before. The ones who had put the signature, obviously they signed on the motion having maybe some insight into what was in the motion. So us who are in the dark, we ask for more time to interrogate and discuss this issue entirely. Thank you.
Honorable Farah, and then I shall put the question.
Mr. Speaker, for the benefit of the House, Mr. Speaker, protect me from all of them. For the benefit of the House.
Honorable members, let us listen to Honorable Farah.
For the benefit of the House, there was a procedural motion that preceded this procedural motion that said until the conclusion, which means we can go up to midnight. But then having 291 members of parliament, anything more than 5 minutes is not likely to give an opportunity to everybody. In any case, those of you who studied literature, whatever you cannot convey in 5 minutes, you'll not be able to convey in 5 hours. So, Madam Speaker, put the question. Put the question.
Like I said, honorable members, my experience is that you can say whatever you want to say in 3 minutes. Beyond 3 minutes, you're repeating yourself. So honorable members, allow me to put the question that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 97-1, and notwithstanding the resolution of the House of February 14, 2024, this House orders that each speech in a debate on a special motion under Articles 145 and 150 of the Constitution shall be limited as follows. A maximum of 60 minutes for the mover in moving and 30 minutes in replying, and a maximum of 5 minutes each for any other member speaking except the leader of majority party, the leader of minority party, and the member seconding the motion, who shall be limited to a maximum of 10 minutes each, and that at least 2.5 hours before the vote is taken on the motion, the deputy president or the president, as the case may be, shall be accorded an opportunity to be heard in accordance with Standing Order 67B2. That's the right to be heard. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Yes, I think let's go to order number 11. And okay, your point of order, Leader of Majority. Then
Honorable Speaker, actually is a point of information emanating from something the Honorable Mwago has said, that the 291 members who signed the motion had interacted with the motion, and it is true. And the 50 or so who have not signed have not interacted. Just to inform the member for Starehe that we are indeed, the clerk's office is in the process now of translating the motion in Swahili, so that you may read and understand. The only language you may not be able to translate to is vernacular, but it will be both the motion and the questionnaire will be uploaded in Swahili. Therefore, it will be very easy for the member for Starehe now to read and understand the motion. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
What's your point of order, member for Starehe?
It's quite unfortunate that such a senior member in this House would take time to insinuate that I don't understand English. I understand that we went to alliance, but of late your utterances has been putting alliance school into question, very wanting by the way you're conducting yourself. You are a very lacking member to be answering me, surely. Thank you.
Okay, honorable members, let's move to the next order. But member for Starehe, I think the assurance is that it needed to be translated in Kiswahili because those are the two official languages, and for the benefit of our constituents who will be reading it. But also, I think most importantly, you'll be able to find the motion at the table office, which means you can get a copy of it as soon as now, and then you can be able to read it. Let's go to the next order, order number 11. What is your point of clarification, member for Dagoretti?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just to tell the member of Starehe, the motion was tabled yesterday. It is public. You just pick it and read it.
Thank you. Let's proceed to the next order, order number 11.
Order number 11, motion number 24 of 2023, policy and funding for sugarcane farming in the country. Question to be put.
Honorable members, I now put the question that aware that the commercial sugarcane production in Kenya was introduced in the early years of independence with an aim of eliminating dependence on sugar importation and contributing to economic transformation in the belt and the country at large through agriculture, acknowledging that at its pinnacle, the sugar industry significantly contributed to the country's national gross domestic product and became one of the largest employers, which supported livelihoods of many Kenyans, both directly and indirectly. Concerned that over the last 25 years, sugarcane farming, particularly in Western Kenya, has been declining significantly, thereby dipping the sugar production from over 600,000 metric tons per year in the 1990s to less than 300,000 metric tons in the recent years. Noting that the decline in the sugarcane farming has forced local millers to operate far below their milling, I think he has now frozen, but he's doing it deliberately, I think, because he knows. Yeah, so noting that the decline in the sugarcane farming has forced local millers to operate far below their milling capacities and push the country to an over-reliance on net importation of sugar, which negatively impacts on the balance of trade, and noting that the decline in sugar production is attributable to the factors such as mismanagement, interference, and unfair competition from the cheap imported sugar. Further concerned that the state-owned sugar millers like Mumia Sugar Company and Nzoia Sugar Company ceased milling while owing farmers hundreds of millions of shillings, and appreciating that the government has been putting in place strategies, policies, and regulations to define roles of millers and major players and stakeholders in the sugar industry in a bid to revamp the sector. Concerned that the acute shortage of sugarcane resulting from mass abandonment of sugarcane farming continues to roll back initiatives of reviving sugar milling. And recognizing that further investment in revamping sugar companies before reviving sugarcane farming would occasion loss of invested public funds instead of yielding success. Now, therefore, this House resolves that the national government, through the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, reviews the sugar development policies to provide that every investor miller sets aside definite funds for development of sugarcane farming, incentivizing farmers to embrace sugarcane growing and to enhance cane production in each of the respective zones. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. So we shall go back to order number 7.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
I think we have a question by the Honorable Robert Gishumu, member for Gishugu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Actually, it's a request for statement. And it's a request for statement regarding the payment of tea bonuses for Kemunye and Thumaita tea factories for the financial year 2023-2024. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock regarding the payment of tea farmers' annual bonuses in the Kemunye and Thumaita tea factories for the financial year 2023-2024. Honorable Speaker, in mid-September 2024, the Board of Directors for Kemunye and Thumaita tea factories in GACHAGUA constituency declared the payment of bonuses for the period between 1st July 2023 and 30th June 2024. These factories, which fall under Zone 5 of the 2 tea-growing regions, were ultimately to pay at Kenya shillings 51 per kilogram and 46 per kilogram, respectively. The declaration, which fell lower than expected payments, has sparked mass demonstrations and a boycott of tea plucking by farmers who primarily depend on tea farming for their livelihoods. This situation poses a serious risk to the economic development in the region. Honorable Speaker, the Kenya Tea Development Agency National Chairman, Mr. Enos Jero, via a public announcement stating that the bonus would be at least 60 shillings per kilogram. The lower payments have thus led to widespread dissatisfaction and accusations of misleading information. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and to appraise the House on the following. 1, provide a detailed breakdown of the total gross tea bonus payments per kilogram of green tea leaves that should have been payable to farmers before deductions. 2, a clear explanation of the deductions made from the gross payments that resulted in the declared net pay for both Kemunye and Thumaita tea factories. 3, a clarification on amounts reserved or retained from farmers' payments for per kilogram of green tea leaf and the specific purposes of these reserves or retentions, and whether they can be disbursed as part of additional payments to farmers beyond the declared net bonus. And finally, the basis on which the KTDA National Chairman, Mr. Honos Jeru, publicly declared that the bonus payment for the period would be at least 60 shillings per kilogram of green tea leaf. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, and this is a very, very urgent request for statement because the farmers in the two or under the two factories are still on the boycott. They are not plucking tea. So I request for an urgent response to this request for statement, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Okay, is the chairperson here for the Committee on Agriculture and Livestock Development? Okay, Honorable Brighton, you're going to speak.